This is Esther.
And this is Maria.
And together we are
the Consort Counsellors.
It was about time, wasn't it, that we brought to you this very, very essential topic, breathing. Because without a good breathing system, we lack
a powerful tone
and endurance to make it to the end of a phrase,
the power to play the phrase with the right feeling and emotion,
the source of sound.
Our breathing system and the muscles belonging to it should be maybe even more in shape than for any other wind instrument. And why is this? Because we don't have any embouchure or resistance when our air flows into our instrument. And therefore we should get into a real good shape with our muscles to regulate the airflow going into the instrument.
Especially when we play bigger recorders, it makes a huge difference if your system is well trained or not, because if it's not, the air will be gone in a couple of seconds.
In short, when our engine is not working well, it doesn't matter how expensive or how beautiful your instrument is, it will not sound at its best, and maybe it will even sound poor. So let's get started to get our breathing apparatus in shape, step by step.
Roughly, one can speak of two sorts of breathing. One is the high breathing or chest breathing, which is here when you feel the air stays on the upper part of your lungs. And this is not very good to make music because it makes you feel tense. On the other hand, you have the low breathing, which is when the abdominal muscles and the diaphragm go down. And that means that you are using your lungs to full capacity and that you can use these muscles to hold the air and also to regulate how much comes out.
If you don't know for sure if you use the right breathing system, so the lower breathing system, here are some small exercises to check if you do use the right muscles. Imagine there is a strange smell in the room. Keep your mouth shut and sniff short and fast with your nose. And check if you feel the muscles in your lower belly moving up and down. Note that in principle with recorder playing we don't use our nose to inhale or exhale, but this is just a way to find the right muscles.
Imagine you are a tiny little dog and you are very happy to see someone. What would you do? Or imagine Christmas is coming and Santa Claus is coming to town, and how does he laugh?
Ha 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 ha!
So put your hand in your belly and ho ho ho!
After the count of 3, startle as if you've just seen a ghost entering the room. Like this. 1, 2, 3. Make sure your shoulders and your chest stay down and that your neck is really relaxed. Let's try this another time and then let's also hold our air for 5 seconds before we let go. And how do you hold the air? Close your throat with the glottis, which will create a little pressure on your lower belly, like this. 1, 2, 3.
Now we are going to repeat the same exercise, but we are going to slow down the inhalation. We are actually going to empty ourselves first, and when we are empty, we are going to inhale slowly and then hold the air for 5 seconds and empty ourselves again.
The next exercise is the same as the previous, but this time we are going to fill ourselves up or inhale in 7 steps. Imagine that you fill yourself up from the bottom to the top.
As you just saw, breathing consists of 3 stages. Inhaling, holding the air, and then exhaling. And holding the air is very, very important because that gives us a lot of endurance to play very long phrases.
The next exercise we like to call the breathtaking stadium pattern. And this is actually a canon. You can divide your group in 2 parts. The first part is going to follow me, and the second part is going to follow Maria. And make sure before you start this exercise that you empty yourself completely again and fill yourself up like the previous exercise, calmly and slowly.
So let's finally take an instrument and make some music. The following exercise we recommend to play all on the same kind of instrument. If you don't all have the same, then take all a C instrument, so a tenor, a descant or a great bass. We are going to play a 2-part pattern, which you can see here, on the lowest note of our instruments.
Before you start, inhale again in 2 beats, filling yourself up. Feeling that your diaphragm is going down and your abdominal muscles go out a little bit, and then start playing, and stop playing when you're out of air, and stop playing before your sound or your notes start to tremble because you are almost out of air. So keep it healthy. Let's see if you can get further every day. Maybe each day 1 bar extra.
You can also repeat this exercise and actually take breath when you are out of air. And you do so on the last beat of the bar, and you have to be in time for the next bar line. And make sure that you take breath in the same way that we have been practicing during this episode. We have 3 last little comments for you, and the first one is: very often it is a bit psychological if you have enough air or not to get to the end of a phrase. So try to not be over concentrated or too worried about having enough air. Rather distract yourself by moving in a nice way towards the end of your phrase, and you will make it.
Because air flows like in our instruments, without any resistance, we can suggest the resistance by the way we give shape to our airstream in our mouth. In episode 5 about ensemble sound and in episode 8 about Bis Mantova's Compendio Musicale, we gave a couple of tips to shape your airstream by the way you position your mouth, your jaws, your cheeks, your lips and your teeth. And in that way you can create a thin airstream, which is in most cases the most economical way of blowing.
A lot of the exercises we showed you today are inspired by the modern recorder player, the book for recorder technique, which we have also mentioned already before. It was written by Walter van Hauwe, and we still believe that any recorder player should have it in the shelf. If you think these books are too difficult for you, the answer really is no. Because Walter speaks about every topic from the very basics and then he develops gradually. So whatever your level is, you can make use of it, and we warmly recommend it.
To improve your breathing, your strength and your endurance, it's very important that you keep your body in shape. So our advice of today is go do some workout, go running, go swimming, go to the gym, go.
If you don't have time for proper sports, then at least take a walk or take your bike for a while every day. Make sure you get your 30 minutes of movement every day. It's gonna be good for your breathing and of course for your health. Don't forget to
subscribe, and if you have questions or comments for us,
contact us
here.